Once upon a time, in the vibrant land of Starwood, where the skies glittered with countless stars and the forests were alive with enchantment, there lived a clever young fox named Finn. Starwood was known for its magical beauty, with rivers that sparkled like silver and trees that sang gentle lullabies to the moon. At the heart of this enchanted land was the celestial oak, a magnificent tree that held the power of the stars and was revered by all the creatures of Starwood. Every night, the celestial oak would glow softly, its branches reaching out to touch the starlit sky, and it was said that its light came from the star of Lumina, a brilliant star that had been entrusted to it by the ancient sky spirits. This star kept the land in harmony and filled it with wonder. One fateful night, a shadowy figure named Seraphina, a rogue sorceress with a thirst for power, stole the star of Lumina from the celestial oak. Without its light, the land of Starwood began to lose its magic. The rivers lost their sparkle. The trees fell silent, and the once brilliant night sky became dull and gray. The creatures of Starwood were deeply troubled. They gathered at the celestial oak to seek a solution. Among them was Finn, who was known for his quick wit and bravery. Despite his small size, Finn had a heart full of courage. Seeing the despair of his fellow creatures, he decided to take on the task of recovering the stolen star. The wise old owl, Elder Barnaby, approached Finn and said, "Young Finn, the journey to reclaim the star of Lumina will be fraught with danger. You must travel to the Forbidden Mountain where Seraphina has hidden the star. To succeed, you will need to overcome 3 great challenges: the Labyrinth of Echoes, the River of Shadows, and the Tower of Illusions." With a determined nod, Finn set off on his journey. His first challenge was the Labyrinth of Echoes, a maze of twisting paths and mirror-like walls. The labyrinth was designed to confuse and disorient travelers with endless echoes and false paths. Finn used his sharp senses and memory to navigate through the maze. He noticed that the echoes of his footsteps revealed clues about the correct path. By listening carefully and following the sounds, he made his way to the exit. Beyond the labyrinth, Finn arrived at the River of Shadows. The river was filled with dark, swirling waters and was guarded by shadowy figures that whispered fears and doubts into the minds of those who approached. Finn felt a chill, but he remembered the courage he had mustered before. He summoned his inner strength and used a magical leaf he had found in the labyrinth to part the shadows and reveal a hidden bridge. Crossing the bridge, Finn continued his journey with renewed hope. The final challenge was the Tower of Illusions, a tall, eerie structure that seemed to reach up to the clouds. The tower was filled with illusions that played tricks on the eyes and mind, making it difficult to discern reality from deception. Inside, Finn encountered illusions of his greatest fears and doubts. But he focused on his mission and relied on his bravery. He climbed the tower, facing each illusion with a clear mind and heart. At the top of the tower, Finn found Seraphina in a dark chamber, holding the star of Lumina in her hands. The sorceress was surrounded by dark magic, and the air crackled with her power. Finn knew he had to act quickly. He used his agility and cunning to dodge Seraphina's spells and, with a burst of bravery, snatched the star from her grasp. Seraphina, taken by surprise, tried to use her magic to stop Finn, but the stolen star's power was too strong. The star's light grew brighter, overpowering the dark magic surrounding the sorceress. The chamber was illuminated with a brilliant, warm light, and Seraphina was forced to retreat, vanishing into the shadows. With the star of Lumina in his possession, Finn hurried back to Starwood. As he approached the celestial oak, the star's light began to restore the land's magic. The river sparkled once more, the trees sang their lullabies. And the night sky regained its brilliance. The creatures of Starwood rejoiced at Finn's return, and the celestial oak glowed with renewed radiance. Elder Barnaby and the other creatures celebrated Finn's bravery and quick thinking. The star of Lumina was returned to its rightful place, and the land of Starwood was once again a place of wonder and enchantment. Finn was honored with a grand celebration, and his story of bravery was told throughout the land. He was known not only as a clever fox but also as a hero who saved the magic of Starwood. The young fox continued to explore and enjoy the wonders of his home, knowing that even the smallest of creatures could make a big difference. And so, In the heart of Starwood, where magic and wonder thrived, Finn lived happily ever after, his courage and heart shining as brightly as the star of Lumina. The end. In the heart of the kingdom of Eldoria, where majestic mountains kissed the sky and lush meadows danced with wildflowers, there existed a wondrous lake known as Lake Luminera. The lake was famed for its sparkling waters that reflected the colors of the sunset and for a mystical gem said to be hidden beneath its depths, the Whispering Sapphire. This gem was believed to hold the power to grant a single wish to anyone who found it. The tale begins with a spirited young girl named Elara who lived in the small village of Willowbrook at the edge of the enchanted forest. Elara had always been curious about the legends of the Whispering Sapphire. Despite the village's warnings about the lake's mysteries and the dangers that lurked within, her heart was set on discovering the truth. One crisp autumn morning, Elara awoke with a determined gleam in her eye. Her village was in turmoil, a terrible drought had afflicted the land, and the crops were failing. The villagers whispered about the Whispering Sapphire, believing it could end their suffering if only it could be found. Elara decided that she would embark on a quest to retrieve the sapphire and save her village. Equipped with a small satchel of supplies, a map given to her by her grandmother, and her trusty compass, Elara set out for Lake Luminera. As she journeyed through the enchanted forest, the trees seemed to whisper words of encouragement, and the animals watched her with curious eyes. After several days of travel, Elara finally arrived at the edge of Lake Luminera. The lake was as beautiful as the legends described, its waters shimmering like 1,000 stars. But Elara knew that finding the Whispering Sapphire would not be easy. According to the map, the sapphire was guarded by 3 ancient trials. The first trial was the trial of the Echoing Forest. Elara had to navigate through a dense thicket where the trees echoed with confusing sounds. She followed the clues provided by the echoes, each one guiding her closer to the heart of the forest. She carefully listened and noted that the echoes followed a pattern that led her to a hidden path. At the end of the path, Elara reached a clearing with a great stone archway. Inscribed on the archway were ancient symbols. Elara realized that the symbols were a puzzle she needed to solve. She remembered her grandmother's teachings about ancient languages and used her knowledge to decode the symbols. The archway opened, revealing a shimmering bridge that led across the lake. The second trial was the trial of the Shimmering Bridge. The bridge was delicate and made of floating light beams that shifted and changed. Elara had to cross it without falling into the water below. She took a deep breath and carefully timed her steps, using her agility to move across the beams. She was halfway through when a sudden gust of wind blew, causing the beams to sway. Elara remained calm, focusing on the path and using her balance to reach the other side. On the other side, Elara found a small wooden cabin with a kindly old woman sitting on the porch. The woman introduced herself as Luna, the keeper of the lake. She explained that Elara had passed the first 2 trials but faced one final challenge, the trial of the heart. The trial of the heart was the most difficult. Luna revealed that the Whispering Sapphire could only be found by someone who was truly selfless and pure of heart. To prove her worth, Elara had to face her greatest fear and demonstrate her true intentions. Elara took a deep breath and entered the cabin, where a mystical mirror awaited. The mirror showed her a vision of her village suffering and her own reflection holding the sapphire. She realized that the vision was not about her own desires, but about her commitment to her village. Elara had to confront her fear of failure and the possibility that her quest might not succeed. She looked into the mirror and spoke from her heart, expressing her sincere wish to help her village and ensure their well-being. The mirror's surface rippled, and the Whispering Sapphire appeared, glowing softly with a gentle light. Luna smiled and congratulated Elara. She handed her the sapphire and advised her to make her wish with a heart full of hope and compassion. Elara thanked Luna and made her way back to Willowbrook, clutching the sapphire close. Upon returning to her village, Elara held the sapphire up to the sky and wished for rain to end the drought and restore the land's fertility. The sapphire glowed brightly, and soon dark clouds gathered over the village. Rain began to fall, and the land was rejuvenated. The crops grew lush and green, and the villagers celebrated with joy and gratitude. Elara's bravery and selflessness became the stuff of legend in Willowbrook. The Whispering Sapphire was returned to the lake, and the villagers learned that true magic lay not just in the gem but in the heart of a hero who sought to help others. From that day forward, Elara was known as the Guardian of Willowbrook, and her story inspired generations to come. The enchanted forest and Lake Luminera remained a place of magic, and the villagers lived in harmony, always remembering the brave young girl who saved them with her courage and compassion. The end. In the heart of a lush kingdom known as Eldoria, there lay a mysterious and enchanting place called the Starlit Forest. Unlike any other forest, the Starlit Forest was bathed in a perpetual twilight, where the trees glittered with bioluminescent leaves and the ground sparkled like a field of stars. The forest was home to magical creatures and guarded by ancient spells, ensuring its beauty and secrets remained hidden from those not pure of heart. In the nearby village of Glenwood lived a young girl named Elara. Elara was known for her curiosity and a heart full of kindness. She spent her days helping her family and dreaming of adventures beyond the village. Her grandmother often told her tales of the Starlit Forest, particularly about a legendary artifact known as the Heart of the Forest, a magical gem said to grant a single wish to those who could find it. One fateful evening, as Elara was exploring the edge of the forest, she stumbled upon an old, weathered map partially buried under a pile of leaves. The map had intricate designs and marked a path leading deep into the Starlit Forest. Excited by the discovery and determined to find the heart of the forest, Elara decided to embark on an adventure. Before she ventured into the forest, Elara visited the village elder, a wise woman named Seraphina. Seraphina was known for her knowledge of magical realms and had been a friend of Elara's grandmother. Upon seeing the map, Seraphina's eyes widened with recognition. "This map is ancient," Seraphina said. "It shows the path to the heart of the forest. But be warned, the forest is filled with challenges and illusions. You will need courage, wisdom, and kindness to succeed." With Seraphina's advice in mind, Elara prepared for her journey. She packed essentials, including food, a lantern, and a small vial of protective charm given to her by Seraphina. At dawn, she set off towards the Starlit Forest. As Elara entered the forest, she was immediately struck by its beauty. The trees shimmered with a soft glow, and the air was filled with a soothing hum. Following the map, Elara ventured deeper into the forest, guided by the light of her lantern and the magical glow of the trees. Soon, Elara encountered her first challenge. A dense fog rolled in, obscuring her path. From within the fog emerged a graceful deer with silver antlers. The deer spoke in a gentle voice, "To pass through the fog, you must answer this riddle. I have keys, but open no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but not go outside. What am I?" Elara thought carefully. She remembered stories of riddles and their answers. After a moment, she smiled and said, "A piano." The deer nodded and stepped aside, allowing Elara to continue her journey. The fog cleared, and she followed the path marked on the map. Next, Elara arrived at a shimmering river that flowed with water as clear as glass. At the edge of the river, a wise old turtle awaited her. The turtle spoke, "To cross this river, you must demonstrate your kindness. Help me find my lost shell, which has been carried away by the current." Elara searched the riverbank and spotted the turtle's shell lodged among some rocks. She carefully retrieved it and returned it to the turtle. The turtle was grateful and, in return, offered Elara a bridge of golden light that would carry her across the river. With the river crossed, Elara continued her journey and soon came upon a grand, ancient tree with a trunk as wide as a house. Hanging from the branches were golden apples, each radiating a warm light. The tree spoke in a deep, resonant voice, "To proceed, you must show your wisdom. Choose the right apple from the branch to reveal the next part of your path." Elara examined the apples carefully. She noticed that one apple had a subtle shimmer that seemed different from the rest. She chose this apple, and as she did, the tree's branches parted to reveal a hidden path leading further into the forest. Elara followed the path and eventually arrived at a beautiful glade bathed in moonlight. At the center of the glade was a pedestal with a glowing gem, the heart of the forest. As she approached, a soft voice spoke from the shadows. "Only the pure of heart can claim the heart of the forest," said a tall figure emerging from the shadows. It was a majestic fairy with wings that sparkled like the night sky. Elara bowed respectfully and said, "I seek the heart to help my village and bring hope to those in need." The fairy studied Elara's face and saw the sincerity in her eyes. "You have shown great courage, wisdom, and kindness throughout your journey. You are worthy of the heart." The fairy touched the pedestal, and the heart of the forest floated gently into Elara's hands. Its light was warm and comforting. "Use this gem wisely," the fairy instructed. "It will grant one wish, but its true power lies in how selflessly you use it." Elara thanked the fairy and made her way back to the village, carrying the heart of the forest. As she arrived in Glenwood, the villagers gathered around, eager to hear about her adventure. Elara shared her story and the purpose of her journey. With a heart full of hope, Elara made her wish. She wished for prosperity and well-being for her village, so that all could benefit from the magic of the heart of the forest. The gem's light spread across the village, and soon Glenwood flourished with new crops, clean water, and renewed happiness. The villagers celebrated Elara's bravery and kindness, and the village thrived like never before. And so, the tale of Elara and the Starlit Forest became a cherished story in Eldoria, reminding everyone that true magic lies not in the power of a single wish but in the courage, wisdom, and kindness of the heart. The end.